I mean, considering Thermite is banned, you want your Hibana to act as if you're Thermite, and considering he's got what, double figures now, or pretty much double figures, on Hibana and Maestro, that's quite good. We want to see DHS, just carry on what he's doing, and potentially that could be an attack and win for him. But going into Church, this is gonna be hard for him.
It is going to be really difficult, and it does favour Stafford. They've done a good job of winning Church a couple of times on the defence. That being said, Manchester have won it once on the attack as well, and could have won it twice.
Yeah.
Don't forget No Clues 4K. So in terms of the best site to choose, I'm not sure if that was Church and Arsenal for Stafford to go on the defence, because if Angel gets cut off early, if he's not able to pull off his miracles on the rotations, you can already see him in there in blue. He's checking cams, he's checking defaults, he's getting itchy feet. He wants to get himself out there and in the fight. Potential for coming up Oil Pit, potential for coming up Blue, all depends on where the Nomads are placed.
I think that Nomad is going to be the only thing that stops Angel now. If those Nomads are already placed, it could be very big for the attackers here. Manchester could just push down into sight, and they wouldn't have to worry about a flank coming from Angel, who is the one to watch for that team. They've got the hatches open. I think they just need to play this correctly now. They need to get control of Armory. They need to push down. They need to use their smokes. Do they have any smokes? No, they don't. That is going to be big, because what you usually want here is smokes to get down. You push down Armory, you plant, and then you get out of there. You have one person holding the hatch, and that's how you do it. Africa does get a kill onto Angel, which is their top fragger. That is going to be quite good. That is going to be quite good. I think the rest of them are fairly in positions where they can't really move out of sight, which means that, yeah, there's no flanks.
There's a strange
Nomad.
choice of Nomad. He's going to go for the double. I think he accidentally hit the electrified wall there, and it destroyed the first one. Interesting to put it on the corner there. Obviously, they don't want to get flanked by No Clue again. Dog going to be inside of Moto now. He's battling the barbed wire and smoke with the shotgun up close. Toxic Babe canisters are going to be taken out.
Ashrush wall is still open, but they have the kitchen hatch open, so they can watch that. What I like there is Dog's holding multiple angles. He's got rid of the whole wall there. There's no way that you're going to be holding a punch hole there now. Hibana is holding onto blue, but Cade is going to potentially frag her right now, which he does. Artsy gets a kill. Dog gets Alex, and Alex, it's a trade between Maestro and Maverick, which means there's not much plant denial apart from the smokes. Artsy gets another kill. He's holding the back of the boxes now. Last two in Moto and main stairs. Nomad got the diffuser, but there's not much possibility for us to push through now. Jaeger is peeking the holes made by the Maverick. Nomad's inside, but he gets refragged. It's a 2v1 situation now. All they need to do is just hold out, and Manchester's got this. And he gets fragged, and Staffordshire win. Staffordshire win the game.
Artsy coming in huge there in the dying few seconds. Again, making the Cade do the work at close range. And it was just a little bit too little too late coming out for Manchester there. Staffordshire will be the winners. They are unbeaten so far today. Nice little MVP screen there as well. As
Angel.
Rightly so, it was Angel. You can see he ended on 14 kills. 3 players hitting double figures on the side of Staffs, and 4 players hitting double figures on the side of Manchester. A very, very, very hard fought fixture, I think it's fair to say. After seeing a 7-2 in the first game, I think we were deserved of an overtime on club. It's a technical map. We talk about it time and time again. And these two teams were really, really well matched. There's a good chance I think we're going to see that fixture again in the final.
Yeah, it's a map that you want to go to OT2, to be honest. I think Clubhouse is one of the best maps on the map pool right now. Even though it's defender-sided, as you saw there, with the Maverick available, you can do huge things. It was down to coordination, I think, that really struggled throughout that game. For example, getting the walls open with Maverick, but then having no one to physically open the wall that soft afterwards. But what we saw there was, they adapted over time, and they actually ended up winning the game because of that. I mean, you saw Angel. Angel went huge. I think a majority of that team did quite well. They all successfully filled their roles, and it was a real barn burn at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, I think Staff definitely wanted that, and they got it.
Stafford deserved to win,
Yeah.
and they performed really well. like you say, great standout performances. Angel consistent throughout. No clue, some really, really big clutch moments. I think the same can be said for Artsy as well,
Yeah.
just stepping up when it mattered and not really leaving anything to chance. That being said, on the side of Manchester, they had the opportunity to win. You know, they were in very good positions and had a couple of things gone a little bit differently. I think we could have seen them winning that. You know,
Yeah.
when it comes down to a max OT, there's not a great deal that you can say about it. You know, it really could have gone either way.
Either way.
Had Loving had a bit of a better showing maybe on a couple of the attacking rounds, it could have been a little bit different. DHS standout player, King getting himself involved on the Zafir. That withstand that we saw in the 2v1, you know,
Huge.
you can't really ask for much more than that. I know there'll be plenty of people, if that clip ever makes it to Twitter, that'd be kicking off about the Zafir withstand ability, but it's something that you do have to take into consideration. But Manchester are going to be the winners out of that match, and I think it was just it was a good showing. It's probably quite a good indicator of the siege that we've got left to come today as well.
I mean, considering this is the winners bracket, the grand finals will be a best of 3,
Yeah.
even stronger. I mean, if we do see this lineup again, this matchup again, on a best of 3, it is going to be long. It's going to be some great siege, and I can't wait to watch it.
It's there's certainly a lot of potential for it to go to 3 maps, but we are going to throw it over to an interview now. I do believe we've got Thunderhawk from Stafford to interview, so we're going to throw over and see what he's got to say about himself.
Okay, I'm here with Thunder, the team captain for the Manchester team. They just lost that game out. That was a really great game to watch. It was back and forward all the way. You started off so strong and you kept it going all the way through, but it was just that final kill that really made the difference. What do you think you could have done to just eke that victory out there?
I think, most maps are defender sided. I think
Yeah, definitely that one was.
Was a little bit too confident with it taking 4-2, which is a good result for half. But perhaps could have got a few rounds out of it.
Yeah, well, Dog and Loving on your team, just wow.
Yeah.
They played amazing. There was a triple kill in there. Dog on Maestro earlier on was just great. I loved watching that. But yeah, it was a really, really good effort, and it was just so close. It looked like it was in your favour. I think Stafford just at the right at the start, they really weren't playing well, but they properly picked it up towards the end there and really came on hard. But you did a really, really good effort there. That was a great game. But yeah, we're going to move over to the analyst desk now with Spawn, and they're going to cover in depth of all the game and all the players.
All right, welcome back to the analyst desk. We've got a lot to break down after that, you know, going into overtime, it being just an extremely close game all throughout, but, you know, Staffordshire right at the end just taking that win.
Yeah, we talked about it at the start of the analyst desk, how we're saying both teams, they didn't have a lot of need to kind of show all their strats and all that in the first games each. But when it came down to this game, it really went down to the wire. Every round was so close, and they fought head to head for a long time, and Staffordshire just clinched out the win just in the end.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in Manchester. They had it. They had it by the tee, and they let it slip.
Oh, they didn't often practice the Heimlich manoeuvre on the Manchester side. But
Yeah,
you
they
are
did show
right. They had a couple of match points there just to close out the win, a couple of defensive rounds where they could have closed out on the more favourable side, and they just let it slip. And individually I think everyone, both teams was really, they had the highlight moments, and it was a very close game. You can't really blame them. Staffordshire, we did predict them to kind of be that favourite, but they do have another opportunity, Manchester, to come back into this through the lower brackets.
I mean, it was Manchester's game to lose in that overtime. Going on attack first on Clubhouse is never what you want to do. You want to have that defensive overtime first, get that easy win. But then they came in there and they actually got the win on attack.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a dodgy win. I don't think anyone's really going to say it was a clean win
The
on attack.
1v1, a smoke with a shotgun, they listen to a guy with 20 HP. He's not going to let that down.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with that one. But going into that defensive round with a win, you'd think they'd have it. You know,
Yeah.
they were on defense. It was easy for them. It was theirs to throw away.
Well, yeah, those high pressure situations, you're not really used to it as a player. Coming onto that LAN environment, it's a lot different. You start to feel a little bit of pressure, but then when you come into this match, it gets to OT, your favourites to win it, you're just one round away and you just have to hold on, and sometimes you just let it slip. Maybe you get a bit too eager, maybe the pressure builds up too much, and unfortunately Manchester couldn't convert it then. Staffordshire do get away with the win, sneak it away from them. Move on to the upper brackets, which means they do get a little bit of time off whilst they wait for the lower bracket to catch up now.
I mean, with that game, Staffordshire didn't actually start out that strong at all. You know, they went in with quite a few losses. Their communication didn't seem to be there, and they started off really slow and just not performing how we expected.
Yeah, it took them a couple of rounds to catch up, read through the strat book, just develop upon what they've been told and taught. And once they kind of got flowing, they started to kind of build up. They just got back into the game. Didn't let that slow start get them down. It is a defense-orientated map, and they did go 4-2 down. So I think they had the confidence. They knew they had those 2 rounds they could work off with. Just needed to get a little bit lucky, and they took it to OT, and then they again closed it out like we said before. And, you can't really fault them.
I mean, you saw on Staff's defence as well. They were changing it up. It was round 10 where they were playing basements. They played extremely defensively and ended up losing it. And then the second they go basements again, they've got people being way more aggressive, taking the fight to them a bit more. Not just sitting in that basement, but poking their heads out. I think it was Angel in particular, really playing aggressive on that Mozzie, getting the bomb kill, trying to hold that diffuser. It was a completely different playbook when they went back into that. It just shows how flexible they were being on that defense, not just being like, oh well, we're in basement, we'll just keep trying the same thing. They were really willing to switch that up.
I think the Rome game really helped out both teams. Even they were just constantly getting free Ks, these pickoffs on the diffuser so many times. The diffuser just dropped in the middle of nowhere, and it takes like 30 seconds for the attack to go, hang on, let's play the objective and actually pick up the diffuser. The Rome game was going well. It's the actual setups for the defense kind of questionable. No one was trying to trick any walls or hatches. They picked Cade every time they went basement, I think, but neither team tried to trick motor hatch, which is something you don't really see much. People try and trick that as much as possible, hold on to it. I know there's a Maverick in play, but the Maverick didn't even touch that hatch. Usually it's a Bahana getting it just for free from pool, and losing that hatch in the first minute of the round, it's not ideal because it cuts off a lot of rotates and you can't really hold on to main stairs. But at the end of the day, the final round on the
A win's a win. Yeah.
Win's a win, and even though they didn't hold on to the motor hatch, they just had to hold down the site. Somehow it worked.
Yeah, I think coming out of that, I think Manchester's going to be very disappointed in their performance.
Yeah.
They know they could have won that, but at the same time, Staff, they're going to be. I mean, I imagine they're ecstatic with that. They pulled it out. They got their wins they needed.
Mm-hmm.
I think both teams know where they can improve, but I think Manchester are going to take a bit of a look at themselves, try and move forward from this.
I think both teams will be kicking themselves. Staffordshire favourites coming into this. They probably should have had a cleaner time winning like Matt. But again, Manchester lost a couple of key rounds, choked out essentially in the end. So I think Manchester, they maybe just get some more games in, just have a longer day here. So they'll play a couple more matches.
A couple more T-ons.
And
It's what they
and
like
Staffs, they've got the time. When I went into the room after their first game, they started to look back on the VOD already. And if they're watching this, they definitely need to work on a lot of their stuff, don't they?
It's a bit bad, man, don't you think?
Never.
They maybe just revitalising the defense, get some of these tricks going.
Well, don't tell them how to win.
Don't tell them how to win. Might be a bit too much. Just don't reinforce anything. It'll work out fine. Just play a clash. Just always banned. Great game we play.
Anyway, we'll head off to a break now, and then afterwards we'll do a little bit of pre-game for Salford versus MMU, and then we'll be into that game, and we'll see how it goes. All right, welcome back. We've now doing our pre-little thing for Salford versus MMU. We've seen Salford play before. We've kind of got a feel for them, but MMU, we've not actually seen them play. We saw that they went up against Manchester, and they did get 2 rounds there. So, what are your feelings going into this?
It's going to be a difficult one. I think it's going to be really hard to call. Like you rightly say, we've only seen both these teams pick up 2 rounds each in the previous fixture. They've not played for a while, though. They've had a good little break purely because we saw such an extended series there between Stafford and University of Manchester. So they've had a little bit of time, maybe a bit of time to get their head straight, get some food, you know, get really relaxed into this LAN environment. Maybe a bit of practice, maybe a bit of dry running, maybe a bit of scrimming. Obviously, one of them's going to have to win more than 2 rounds because we're going to have to see a winner here. Who that's going to be and which team it's going to be that comes out, it's going to be really difficult to say.
Yeah, I mean, we see Salford and they've got a decent lineup. I think Temp is going to be the IGL and entry again. We've got a lot of IGL and entries today, I think. Yeah, so I think Salford, they do play a little more aggressive, and the 7-2 wasn't too great, but I think Salford could pull in there.
I think these two could be quite equally matched, and I think that's where we're going to see a decent game come out.
I think this one was going to be as much of a barn burner as the last one.
Well, I think the map picks are going to be a huge part. Salford have got really obscure map favourites, you know, not what you really expect. You're not hearing them wanting Clubhouse in this, are you? You're hearing Border.
I mean, when we were speaking to Salford, it was weird enough. They did actually mention Clubhouse as one of the ones that they like, but then they did mention Border as well. Now, we've just seen how technical Clubhouse can play out. I think for both these teams to sort of get the most out of this fixture, I want to be taking them to really frag-heavy maps and really, you know, putting that gun skill on show. That could be a Border, it could be a Coastline, you know, maybe somewhere like a Consulate, maybe, where you sort of hit that balance between technical but, you know, still quite frag-heavy and still holding a lot of angles. So I think the map pick will play quite a large portion of that.
Yeah, I think I agree with your Consulate there. I think it'll be a really good matchup for both of them. Salford being quite aggressive, and I think that their favoured maps between Club and Border are kind of clashing. Yeah. Considering Club is a very technical map, as you said, and you know the map picks the op bands really decide the game. So for example, for the last game that we just casted, you see the Maverick band and the Maverick played, and instead a Capital band and a Thermite band, and that completely changes up how you play the map. And for a Border, it's more simplistic. It's more bread and butter. You know, play by play. Just, you know, get the wall up and push in, smoke, plan, or get frags. It's not that technical. It's more about fragging. It's a lot more flow, I think, rather than doing step by step 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
But Salford have obviously lost a lot of their fragging potential, being 2 of their core players down, and you know having to bring in 2 subs, just like literally one of them as the game started, bringing in new subs. So they've lost a lot of their core team there. Yeah. And I mean, I think that clearly has made an impact on them. They're not playing as strong as we might have hoped, and having subs in there makes a huge difference for them.
Yeah, you know, it's never easy playing with a substitute, especially a sub at the last minute. You know, if you can plan for it by a week or so, you can mitigate a little bit of that. But playing, you know, literally as the game is going live, there's no real excuse in it. You can't, you know, there's no real excuse. It's one of those things. It's just an unfortunate circumstance, and you know, if you're MMU, you've got to take full advantage of that.
I mean, what we'll say here is you're not going to see technical maps coming out through.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not going to be in Salford's favour if they go out through any technical maps. And what I would say is, I mean, subs aren't always that bad. Remember Fnatic versus EG at Atlantic City? Aces jumping out of was it Armory window with a shotgun?
Well, we've heard what map they're playing, and you said it wouldn't be a good map if it was technical. Well, they're playing Clubhouse.
Well then.
So if we get our predictions in, and then we'll throw it off to the casters.
I mean, I think that's MMU.
I think I said MMU in a desk earlier. I said that I think that they're going to win it. I'm going to be sticking with that pick.
I mean, I'm a Salford person. You know, I've kind of got to back them, but having those 2 like people coming in, their technical skills aren't going to be there. Their team players aren't going to be there. They're probably not going to have the strats down. So I'm reluctantly going MMU, but I'm saying Salford just because I've got to stay true. Anyway, we'll throw it off to the casters and we'll get into the game.
And we're back, and we've got the map bans already underway. I'm just waiting on my.
So I think it is Clubhouse, Border, and then Clubhouse, Border, and then Coastline. So we're gonna see that Coastline come out again. The analysts did predict MMU here to be the favourites. I still believe in Salford. I think they have that fragment potential to kind of out-aim, outpower MMU, and just kind of dominate them.
They're sick players.
Yeah, I think they're sick players.
Yeah.
They've shed a lot of blood, sweat, and tears today. So I think Salford have got it. So we are gonna go straight into the game. The map bans are the pick and bans are gonna come out. So Salford banning the first operator, and if they could hurry up, it would be nice. But
It's probably going to be the Thermite, I think. No,
Nah,
actually,
no.
I think no. I take that back. They were playing a lot of Thermite on Coastline, even though I didn't agree with that.
so the
instead,
Maverick, yeah,
they've got no faith in that Maverick player.
I mean,
it's not a good sight.
They don't have much faith in anything, so not a bad pick for them. But Maverick immediately coming out with a fast pick and ban, so I think they're quite prepared, and they're going to ban the Thermite, so we're only going to be left with one hard breach left on Clubhouse, which is it's going to be...
It makes it very much frag heavy.
So
You
it's going
have
to be, I think
gun
it's
it.
just going to be Salford's favour, I think, from the pick and ban so far.
It's going to be their favourite until they get to attack, and they're not going to have a strategy. It's just going to be running in.
Cade gets banned, so there's just no way any of these hatches are going to get taken down, really.
Well,
Or you'd hope not.
that's the opposite. With a Cade ban on the board, the hatches should.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't know what
I'm
you want
going
about.
mental. I'm going mental.
It sounds like you almost don't play the game.
No.
Well, this is MMU's pick, so it's quite surprising they're going to ban both a Thermite and a Cade, in my opinion. You'd think that they'd have something lined up for their defense, but with a Cade off the board and a Thermite, it's going to be very hard for their attack. And even their defense is going to throw things out of what should be structured and a plan for their defense. So, getting into the picks now, you will notice that Monsoon has left the game and instead is now Voodoo because he switched to an alternate account, and only
he's going to be fragging out.
He only has 3 operators on both attack and defense. So
No, don't tell him that.
well,
MMU will tap into it.
they got the streams up on their phone. You think they're that dirty players? But there's a Barner coming out. That's the only hard breach on the board. Quite surprising they're not taking a Thatcher.
But it looks like quite a fragging potential on the attack side with their picks. They do look like they can just out-aim everyone. But on the defense, again, they've gone for those heavy gunners. And hopefully we'll see some kind of head-on-head duels. I kind of want to see that heavy aim style. And hopefully Salford will start to kind of dominate, get their way back in after that very disappointing first game they had on stream. And the same thing for MMU, where they also got kind of
dumpster.
dogged, I was going to say, but...
Okay. Choice of words, as always. Still bad, aren't they?
Oh, you said dumpstered.
Yeah, it's fine. That's one for Valcam going in for the bar. I'm not sure what...
Not the best placement ever. So
no, he's not going to be able to see form from beneath or anything. He's just going to have the additional info and bar. It's kind of useful if you had the Cade there, just so he knows when he's back, when he needs the Cade trick. But with Cade off the board, then that info is not really going to be that valid.
yeah, but Ethan, he's probably looking to get some kills this game. He ended up on 0 last game, so hopefully he'll plug in his mouse this time.
Yeah, I've heard that some of the players haven't even had a back key as well, so they couldn't actually go backwards when they got into gunfights. So quite questionable choice of equipment they're using. But
Hibana coming in, and they're immediately going to take open the hatch, so nobody on the defense to kind of stop it. But
Hibana also using the pistol over the Bearing 9 is quite a questionable choice if you can't, although if you can't handle the recoil, and some of these players' aims have been questionable.
I don't think the pistol's really going to help there. Just hit fire with the Bearing 9 and just hope something happens. But
well, after last game, you did see some Bearing 9 kills with just running in and just headshot him magically. I'm not entirely sure what's happening.
I don't think it's a roam heavy defense here. There's only one roamer on the upstairs.
But they have not roamed him out. That's
But then Vanquish are going to pick the first one up, coming up the stairs, and that's going to be Viskituna 67.
That's a Nomad as well. That flank denial is not going to be there. It's just going to be down to entry. This Ash might be able to pick up a kill here.
But Vanquish gets taken down on the re-entry back to site, and Duck. already taken or using the hatch taken open by Habana, just cuts down that rotation back in towards site. So evenly traded, 1 minute 30 on the clock. So they've wasted quite a fair bit of time.
But
The attack hasn't really developed.
He's not been droned out.
It's not at all, and I
This
don't
could
really
be
think
big.
they're prepared. Maybe Gady's just holding the angle, just waiting patiently, just kind of being a bit of a beta, and yeah, and he is just got to hold for it. Let's see if the rat play pays off.
I'm not sure he has any info though.
Maybe he's DC'd. We'll get an admin in there to check he's still alive.
Oh, he's woken up.
Nope.
He's ignoring it.
And now 10, he's got the sound cue, so he's going to start to develop off of this, and the jiggle comes out and he just goes to the spam, and Gady's been very lucky there to kind of get away with that. Temp just playing it very, very patiently. Just unfortunate for him that Gady's just, he's still playing for the rat movement.
Stalemate. At the moment, the attackers need to move on this.
But yeah, they've wasted another minute. Temp's done nothing for a minute, and it's cost them so dearly. He's got grenades. He can try and fight that angle off, and Bucks are eventually going to start to push towards site, and he's going to pick up Voodoo out in the middle of nowhere, so they're going to be 3 on 4 now. 20 seconds on the clock. They've got so much map control. They're still yet to take the site. It's just not open yet, and that's a big nade coming out here.
That was a C4 actually. From
C4, and now so left in 2 versus 1. Nathan 10 seconds away. No chance in hell he's going to be able to get the diffuser down here. Going to be jiggled out, and the pistol's coming out, and they're just messing about. And Temp comes down and cuts off his manhood.
You don't want to see it. You just don't. Don't show it. These nips are gone.
But yeah, Salford buying so much time. ManMet just not really confident in their own clear. Didn't clear top floor at all. Left Temp fully available to just wait and patiently play and just buy so much time for them. And then they just couldn't commit on that execute with so little time.
Well, you see, like, MMU had one position on the map. They only had blue coverage, and that was only after Nomad got picked off. They got the refrag onto the Legion, but it didn't really get them far. They just killed so much time just going into blue, but if you don't have motor control, which they didn't really have until the final few seconds of the game, and at that point, there was still a 4v4, 40 seconds left. You don't want to see it, especially with one person roaming upstairs, but now onto CCTV. We might see another roam, a deep roam by Temp here, and the Jaeger again.
Yeah, they're just going for these gunners, aren't they? And it's paying off for them so far. The 1-0 up, obviously, it's not a lot of information to go off the back off, but looking at how ManMet were structured in that round, there's definitely a lot of contrast between Staffordshire and ManMet. ManMet just really loose play styles, not really getting any map control, not droning for each other, just playing a very, very rank style. And didn't clear even the full roam.
Yeah, it's
and
very
kind of
lazy.
choked out, and very sloppy as well. And it's not what you want to see. And Salford's just going to capitalise off it, have a lot more experience as a team, and so just looking to kind of run away with the game if they carry on things like this.
Meat Jammers in kind of questionable positions, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they're trying to block, but apart from one would block a drone hole. But
I think Voodoo's just putting them down just to run away.
Get his points up and then just be like, I'm done my job.
Ryan, not known for his big IQ plays.
Again, another player who might not have been playing the game for quite a while.
Well, I don't know if Salford would try to play with such a fragger-heavy style. Why didn't they have Sombrero bloke stand in?
That is true. I've heard he's a monster in NA.
I've watched him almost 1v3 on this map, on this site, but
did it
fell
go?
down to a unfortunate Claymore placement, which glitched out and killed him. But
Oh, he's not happy about that.
but the mirror wasn't banned out, so Sombrero bloke could definitely come in here. But
The nade doesn't. He didn't time it, so didn't cook it. Sorry, so this band is free to just put him back down.
yeah, there's a trick coming off. No.
Well, he managed to get
2. Is only 2 gone off? What's happened
only
here?
2's gone off. I
Four?
don't think that's a Hibana bug. That's not 4. That's only 2.
So
So I'm not sure what happened there, but
maybe he got 2 on the other side. Maybe he went for the middle breach. Bit sloppy play here, but a minute 30 and MMU have gone nowhere, and now Vanquish has gone and taken out Viscid Tuna yet again. Viscid Tuna 67, what a name.
he's got a lot of confidence to be peeking the other side garage with that main wall being.
Well, he's got no pressure put on him, so
That's true.
free
He
and
sees him.
he's nobody shot at him. That's very lucky out of him. Communication wasn't really pushed over that the wall has been breached open, but he's just going to go away for the toe suck and won't find them. But Temp will pick down Gady, and now they're 5 versus 3, a minute on the clock, and the attackers aren't in.
Oh,
but
Sophia in construction gets one, and Sam immediately refrags. I'm not sure whereabouts he is getting these.
Get 2 more. I think he's got the diffuser, and
it's all down to Sophia. She's got time, but
Sophia's not been calm. Temp's still looking. We're still looking outside, and Voodoo comes in with the M. Oh, the shotgun.
I think we've seen our first shotgun kill this entire day, which is pretty embarrassing, but there we go. One way to finish off the round.
Yeah, Man Met playing super sloppy there, just uncoordinated.
Yeah,
there's just no pressure being applied onto Salford. Vanquish free to peek around, do what you want. Temp's free to roam around. They just have a few gaps in their defense that allowed the Zofia to run in, but again, just so much free space over towards Salford to just work with, do whatever they want. They can play heavily defensive and just anchor the sites and just deny that breach, that hard breach, or they can roam around and there's no punishment. And with all these hard breaches denied, especially if Gady gets picked early on, then Man Met don't really have a chance into half of these attacks.
Yeah, Ying pick and Capital is kind of an interesting one. They've changed up their lineup quite a bit with this. With you'd hope that the Capital and Ying just allows them to get that pressure going onto the site. But as for Jim and Bed, it's not so static where Capital's really going to get them much, apart from denying that bathroom play. If they take him CCTV, he might get some more use, and the Ying especially will be able to help them entry in on the CCTV side, but not entirely sure about the Capital pick.
The Castle pick has come in here and he's barricaded off both sides of Jim, so they're going to have to open that wall just to get some sight lines into it.
Well, you use these castles just to stop the guy tricking, and it's just a good utility burn. But whether or not Man Met are going to try and go for this wall, we'll have to find out. Because it seems like
they haven't got anything to deny Bandit here, have they?
If
Zofia perhaps, but just not ideal.
It's not ideal. They'd have to use one of the impacts to shoot from the window. So, and without a Thatcher as well, it's very questionable.
So MMU just gonna have to go hard aim here and just try and fight their way in.
Yeah.
And they're looking to do this so far. Nathan just sat on top of the hedge, perhaps. We could have seen a little bit of a hot breach go aggressive, just try and take the fight towards Salford, but Jones go out and they're not really working together so much.
No, they're not going for any walls. Seems like if they want to take logistics, that's great, but most teams don't play in here. They got to rotate there as well. I think they're watching for the drop now. They're going to be aware that they're droning through there. So I'm unsure where this push is coming from right now. They're finally going onto the hot tub wall. So we've got some pressure going right now. But Bandit
trick comes in and
just going to deny that entirely.
There's just no chance for them. MMU just super sloppy.
One drop, logistics. He's going to get some action going right now. 2 drop, logistics. This might be a death pit.
And Ento finally picks up a kill here. Takes down Duck, and now he's looking to find Nathan, but he's just going to back off the angle while Nathan tries to anchor. Not really much chance, but Ento could give away the trade. Almost puts it into a 4 versus 4 against his own team. But luckily survive, and then just going to continue to hold that angle.
I feel like if he had the cojones, he would go down, C4 from beneath, kill that Ying without the Ying even knowing, but...
Well, if the Ying had the cojones, probably flash through the angle, just try and get aggressive, take the fight, could pick up 2 there.
Yeah,
if she had the cojones.
I don't think he wants to lose any map control in logistics. He just wants to hold it so that defenders can't play around them.
Well, they have managed to finally get open a wall, and they are starting to look like to move in towards the building.
Yeah. With in fact, if the Ying just opens up the breach charge, and they might have full control of the bedroom. This might actually work into their favour. Although Voodoo here picks up a frag onto Visid.
They are starting to get that side control though, but they've not really got much to work with. As Temp takes down another in a 5 versus 2 here.
Yeah, they haven't dealt with CCTV at all. So if you don't apply pressure on it, don't stop them from just peeking the window, that happens. The guy just dies in the window, trades back and forth, and Young N2 gets a 2-piece.
Yeah, just another clean round. Salford just denying it. But I don't think Salford are doing anything special.
No, they're
It's
not.
just Man-Met just not doing what they're meant to be doing here.
Yeah.
They're not roam clearing properly. They're not taking the walls out properly, and they're just trying to leave it to individual players to try and find small gaps in the defense to try and work a frag. They might get one, but off the back of that, they don't really develop. They don't rotate back in. They don't try and exploit that gap. And
I think the Maverick ban is really put some pressure on them. I think they planned to play with the Maverick. It got banned, and they still went ahead and banned the Thermite, and they are not executing effectively at all.
Yeah, I think the pick and ban phase has just been won by Salford, but it could come back to haunt them on their own attack here, where they'll have to run the Hibana themselves, just the Hibana. But Oscar is a fragger. That is a correct statement coming out from Voodoo here. If we can check the scoreboard and see how everybody's doing. So all the Salford side, they're on the scoreboard now.
Yeah, Young Ento having a much better game compared to last. Where he dropped
2 kills already, much better than 0. So he'll be happy with himself.
Oh, punch holes in blue. You do like to see it. Oh, missed one punch, but it's kind of hard to miss a punch, but I'll let it slide.
I hate Siege for this.
Why would you hate Siege for it?
Punch holes are just awful.
Well, we're not seeing bullet holes yet in this match. There were before, but that's just scummy. And quite interesting use of Bandit and Mute here. The Bandit's just going to hold that church wall, and the Mute's just going to prevent the drone work going through. I think they're just going to give up Motor when the attackers get in.
So what do you think MMU have to do here to try and get themselves their first round win on the attack?
Well, it seems like they want to push dirt. If I was in this scenario, you got to focus on either getting the kitchen hatch and dirt open, and then you just push through kitchen hatch and dirt, and that way you can isolate the B site. You get the angles deep in, and it works out somewhat well as long as a person in pole spot, the rush spot, doesn't just stay there and get C4 kills and just be a nuisance there. It seems like our Legion is going for the roam again on these blue stairs. Or he's just holding it down.
I don't think we've seen Vanquish ever flex off of this Legion.
No.
And I don't think we ever will.
No.
But Temp, it could be in a position to catch the rotate here.
I don't think they're aware. He might be able to get
They're never aware of his roam. It's just always just... He's got 12 bullets in the mag. May need to pop a reload at some point soon here, but he's not holding the angle just close enough to hold the cross. But
I think there was a C4 in kitchen.
But Reeves gets taken down here as Temp picks up the first frag. And that's one running across the angle, just unaware, blissfully unaware. And Temp takes him down there, all go rotate back into sight. Kitchen has been fully open, fully exposed. The plans have been dropped as Duck takes down Temp on the rotate back in. But how can they capitalize on this?
They've got the kitchen hatch. They even need to drop everyone together. They've got no smokes for this though, so it's going to be very questionable. They need to get the pressure going dirt. Without person in dirt, he can stop the plan happening. Ash spot is open, like it's soft. He needs to get that pressure going.
Yeah, they're all just kind of waiting around, looking for frags, looking for anything given to them, but nothing has been. As Nelly takes down Gady and Voodoo takes down another, and they've dropped through. If that's the push really been just fundamentally stopped right there. Yeah. Big blockage. As Viscid Tuna finally into the late round, but it's a little bit too little, too late.
So one dropped kitchen hatch, the other dropped motor.
Unable to win that gunfight as Nelly takes him down, and Nelly having a good game so far.
Sledge, last one alive.
Count Nathan, the captain of the MMU squad, I do believe, left in a 1 versus 4. 25 seconds so far away. There's just no chance in hell for him to do anything. He's just playing so-so. He's a very scared play, and he's not really doing anything to try and win the round for his team. He's just maybe looking for a frag, and he can't find it. And Salford pick up 4 in a row. They look like a reformed team, but
maybe they are. It's a lot more pressure going on them. Their roam game is significantly better. Their Legion's constantly on those blue stairs. He just stays there. They're never taking blue effectively. Sam, even though he got picked off going back into sight, he got that first pick on main stairs. I can't remember who he killed. I think it was...
Reeps? No.
Yeah,
maybe.
It was Reeps, but I can't remember the operator.
Zofia. But they all got to pick up that knock here. And if I've ever seen anybody run through a mosquito net, it'll be Knock. And so maybe just gonna try and run into sight.
Maybe. CCTV, like...
But yeah, they've got the Ash, the Hibana, the Zofia Sledge. Maybe they're looking for a bit of a faster play here, just try to get through some soft walls, so maybe Hibana just try and get through and then try and capitalise off that. But they're playing that upper bomb site here to Cash.
They're actually sticking with that knock pick as well. It's quite surprising. You usually sick pick that because it's like it's meant to be unexpected. Oh, someone's coming through.
Maybe they thought they'd sick the pick off it as a bait pick, but again, Salford, I don't think they really care what MMU are playing. They're just going to play standard here. Yeah. Vanquish now onto the castle. So
he's finally flexed off and decided to go for the worst SMG in the game.
Nah, no, this UMP's nuts, bro.
No.
There's no MP9.
But
no. The drones. Oh, he just gives up on that second drone, but.
Not sure why he'd give up on a drone kill, but he's going for a roam instead. He's
going to have to put down his barricades. I think he's trying to get him down early on.
I think he's given up. He's
he's trolling. He's trolling.
As always, you always want to put down these late armor panels, just in case. He might be saving it.
Temp going for that basement room so far. Just going to come up here. See where the attacks are, where they're going to develop on. They've already taken open the hatch and they're on the roofs just holding about.
Yeah, they're going to... I feel like they might try and apply some pressure. The attack is split. You got one person on the breach, I think that's Hibana, but she can't do anything with the bandits on the wall.
But Breathless, or Vanquish takes down Viscid Tuna again. Vanquish always taking down Viscid Tuna. I'm assuming he's got to be entry, but that's the Knock taken down already, so... I mean, you can hide from cams, but you can't hide from Peter's beautiful eyes.
Wow.
His gaze. It's like a Medusa.
A Medusa. He'll turn to stone, turn to rock.
Hard as stone.
There's a logistic pressure going on right now. Zofia opening up the wall.
The duel is going to be taken, and Gady takes down Voodoo. Receives a lot of damage in return, so very close duel going on. Should have been really in the favour of Gady. Catches Voodoo off guard. Bit of unfortunate timing, but see how they can capitalise off this. A lot better from them so far into this round. They've got a lot more map control. They're starting to put some pressure on towards the site, but here he comes.
Yep, as always, the flank. One drone, I don't think that drone is looking towards him. It's just a claymore that's going to be an issue. He's going to make a lot of noise when he goes for this. He might just back off when he shoots it. Oh,
no.
They don't know.
Oh! No, come on,
goes down. Sledge, I think Sledge got down as well. They opened up the breach, maybe.
No, is he 1 HP?
No, he's getting picked up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that was outside.
But Temp comes in with a very strong roam here. Picks up one frag, puts another player down to half HP after getting rezzed.
They're scared.
And now he's just got all this map control. He's just boxed them off out of this window. And they're going to have to try and fight back. And he will find that Sledge eventually. Looking to pick up a third kill into this round. He's going to start the spray. Just get back off the angle here. No need to get overly aggressive, but he's done so much work for his team here, and they can't do anything about it. Man met. He's just taking jaws. Will he find him? Oh, he gets taken down one, and he's just gonna back off here. And man met. 20 seconds. They're gonna go in here. It's all or nothing.
The Ash might go big.
Finds the first kill. Looking to find the second. He's moving into sight, but gets taken down. And Temp looking to find the final frag. And
Hibana on the last. He's inside, gets pistoled, but
Temp, yeah, just locking it down every time. All these roams, he never gets cleared. He just hides, he waits a long time, and he just starts to come up behind them, picks up a frag, and then he'll just rotate back into sight for free, and then just anchor down from there. And Temp's been doing all this work for his team.
Yeah,
very impressive.
They're not effectively droning, and it's costing them hugely. And if you got a dead person, he should be on cams. They should have seen that guy going up main stairs. The Claymore got shot as well. Like, it's fundamentals that are costing them right now, as well as a strategy. I think the Hibana was used to open up into construction, which you don't want to see. You want to see that Hibana being used to open up into cache, the actual site. They should have control of construction already from logistics, but because they gave it up, the Hibana couldn't use her gadget effectively.
Yeah, and they finally get pick up a Thatcher here. So basically, Tuna is going to move away from that knock and perhaps onto a more useful operator for the man net side, but they are 5-0 down. yet to get around on the board. There's only one more opportunity on this first half. So they're going to really have to try hard to get this, otherwise they'll be immediately on match point. On the more favourable side when they swap over, but it's not ideal.
No. It's quite questionable this is MMU's pick as well. I'd hope to see their attack at least get 1 or 2 rounds. You know, this is a defender-sided map, but not this way. It's the attackers aren't strategizing effectively, so
it's not a 5-1 or a 6-0 map. It's just so Man-Meta just playing it sloppy. You know, if you pick this map, you gotta have something, some defaults, and maybe if they were planning to play that Maverick and it gets banned out, it's still gonna have something. You know, there's always gonna be one attack ban, one defense ban. That might not go your favor, so you just gotta think about it.
Yeah.
And have some kind of alternate strategies.
Again, Vanquish doing these late barricades. Not entirely sure why he's doing them so late, considering it's
I think
kind
he's
of a
just
default,
getting told quite late on.
Probably, I believe Sam is not the best IGL, as he's a bit too focused on his own game there. Actually,
I think Sam, he's got the brain. He's not got the brawn.
No, that's... yeah, I'd agree with that.
Maybe they are going to take out this wall eventually. The bandit trick is looking to come in here. And will Nelly get off in time?
That's going to be 2 Hibanas as well.
And they're all negated, and they won't be able to get in now.
It's just a pointless exercise. You need to have that gym window control.
What?
Otherwise...
What is going on here? I don't know if these players are playing in like gold or like what is this?
Yeah,
they have headsets, right?
Going to have a look at their ranks. Got to check quickly. Check where we're on in the wrong game.
They've got headsets, right? They can speak.
I believe they can speak.
It is not impossible to use your lips in this game.
We might need to get an admin to confirm that. It might be banned.
I don't know if Sam has gone and sealed the lip shut of everyone. He might talk smack about him, but
he doesn't expect a sledge to be in kitchen, because neither would I. It's kind of an unusual...
I don't think anyone expected it. Observer, us, Sam, nobody. I don't even think the sledge was even expecting it.
No, it's just
they finally killed Temp early on into the round. A minute 20 is not that early on, but they've killed him. They've killed him for the first time, I think.
Their push is going to be on the main stairs
C4.
and logistics. It's going to be quite questionable because they're going into a couple of chokeholds. I think there's going to be a gunfight between this Doc.
But the Gladdy's taking him down, and that's pick up, and the trade comes out, and so there are 3 versus 4 here. Voodoo heals himself back up as Doc, but the attackers are just going to come up these stairs. Now it's going left to Voodoo in a 1 versus 3. They should know where he is. The player did die to him. He's just going to go, you know, not played in 2 months, blinded off the angle, so I bet he can do it. I think he can do it.
The plant's finally going off in gym, it seems like. The Ash is holding a closed door angle. They got a sledge holding the angle as well.
Where's the third player? He's just gone. I know, he's on the diffuser.
They're playing underneath as well.
Oh,
this is
impossible. It's impossible, especially since Voodoo hasn't moved.
Yeah, his aggression isn't. He's going for picks. He wants his KD. He's gone. This is an impossible scenario. I want my freebies.
He is trying to isolate a 1v1, try to bait out a play into peeking early on, but won't find anything now. And the time's so low that when he is going to attempt to clutch this, he's just going to be crossfired in.
I think the worst thing, he just got droned down in construction as well. So, well, it's going to be the Ash vs Doc, and the Ash wins it with a nice clean headshot.
Yeah, finally the attackers have won their first round, 5-1 on the first half, and
they came down to frags.
Yeah, they just kind of pushed up together. They just traded out equally, and they won the trades in the end, and they kind of bowed out onto that site, and finally they did win that round. It took kind of like a miracle. Temp getting taken down early in a very lucky way has kind of cost them dearly. Yeah,
it's kind of unfortunate, but the players on site as well, I don't think they won their engagements. That's a big blunder. You know, you had 3 people on site and only one of them got another pick, and that was Young Ento, I believe, just prone down on the short angle. Oh,
so 6th piece go come on. They go pick up a hard breach eventually. They should be expecting it now. They can't really start an attack with a Thatcher and no hard breach, so just a bit of a miscommunication there. Luckily resurrected by the 6th pick ability.
Now, I believe Voodoo is taking the Twitch because he only has 3 attack operators, so he's just taking the thing with the best gun, effectively.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see any of these Twitch drones used effectively.
Nah.
It might be to steal some kills. I hope to see that because they'd be getting memed on. But
I think Salford just want to close it out now. First map in a best of 3 series is looking. It's not their map pick. It's looking kind of a bit dire. I don't know what this shield is for.
no, neither am I.
Is
It's
he
to
trying
block
to block
the
a
drones.
drone hole?
It's to block drones.
Is that even allowed? Admin,
Admin.
get the USL rule set up.
I'm not entirely sure why you're trying to block drones there, because
It's just be a bit of a waste here, and he's going to put in a possibly more viable angle.
not to mention you can always just rotate your drone; it would get through anyway. So, not
These are MMU students, not known for the highest IQs.
right. Thanks for that reminder. Twitch drone going underneath. Probably gonna just going through garage. Probably gonna get the default cam you'd like to see. Is there anyone on the rafters? Yeah, there is. Gets the AD, yes, and immediately gets shot. So,
I mean, worth it possibly if they can use the utility to try and nade out that Jaeger now that he hasn't got an ADS there to protect him.
potentially, but unfortunately they got no nades. So
Oh yeah, that is true.
They've
Maybe
got-
they can just shoot him now.
they've got no nades, no capital. That person on rafters is just gonna live there. So they have to push through.
Oh, the bullet holes have come out, and Bandit
It's
is a bit of
dirty.
a rat.
It's dirty, and he's giving up. That was very fast. The push has to come
He's
somewhere.
just playing like a pervert. He's just looking through a peephole, essentially.
effectively.
Should be
Cool.
banned in the rule set, I think.
Yeah, ban him. Banned from the league. Banned from future MI as well. Can I get an admin to approve that? Alright, the admin's
Yeah,
giving
man
us
said
no.
yes. Wait, what?
Oh, it's a 50-50.
But we'll see how Salford develop off of this, where they go work the angles. Jaeger just, again, they're just looking for these punch holes, these bullet holes, just looking for a random pick here. Try and catch a attacker off guard, but
It's quite surprising you don't see that garage wall reinforced as well, which, if he does get a kill from
Yeah.
this, it's going to be...
or if the attackers even just go and try and clear him out, he's just going to be doomed. But no real soft breach on the side of Salford, so they're just going to look to come in through construction.
They've finally got part of the wall open. I'm not sure why they haven't gone for the entirety of the wall yet, but considering they can't bandit trick anymore, they need to get the rest of that wall open, make it runnable. There we go. It's finally getting opened up a bit more. Oh, don't make it a peep. Oh, I don't want to see this.
But yeah, Vanquish gets taken down from a peek from Gady. And we'll get finally killed, and so the wall hasn't been taken out properly, so they're not going to be able to run in through here. They're going to have to prone through, and Gady taking an aggressive angle, proned up here in the
He sees...
the worm.
He worms him.
Oh, and he comes out, He's going to come up behind them, and he's going to pick up a third frag in the round, and that's a triple kill for him. 1 versus 5 now if Reaps picks up Voodoo. And that's just left a young Enter with 15 seconds on the clock. There's no chance into this round, and MMU just got away with it.
Oh,
And he's just
the
smoked
Jaeger.
off, and Viscajuna 67 comes back.
He just wanted this frag. You don't do this unless you just want the frag, like...
Yeah, well, I don't think
Dirty.
Viscajuna even has that many frags if Mr. Observer
I'm going
pulls
to
up
go
the
with
scoreboard.
3.
I guess say 2. 2. Oh, unlucky. But Temp on 11 is just like the hard carry of that, definitely of that defense side, coming in with multiple multi-frag rounds coming from the flank on defense, and so
It's definitely
we'll see
that
if he can
roam
pull
he's
off
been
an
doing.
attack.
I believe the only reason he's playing Hibana is because his other players don't have Hibana. So I think he's very disappointed with both his team and the fact that he's got to
Yeah.
play.
Vanquish on Breathless account as that Thermite main, so banned off of that will probably does seem to force Temp onto the Hibana. Maybe not his ideal operator, but he is competent on most of them, isn't he? Well, you can say more about that than
Yeah,
me.
I can say more on that, and I'd say, yeah,
Yeah, he's
sure.
well, he does seem to be proficient on kind of all operators, if most ranked players seem to be, but you know, when it comes down to it, you need a coordinated attack here, and not being super coordinated, not able to kind of open up everything up, and
It's quite surprising that they've gone to Gym Bed instead of Basement. Basement is a lot stronger.
Reaps not even going for that drone, and
Well, because he got muted. But yeah, Basement is just so strong when they don't have access to a Maverick and a Thermite. With just Hibana on the board, it's
Well, they've got many defense rounds to work with, and they're going to have to eventually rotate sites as well if they want to continue this comeback. Oh, they've only got one round of the defense so far, but we'll see how things goes. Nathan, puts down the shield.
Eventually, after playing.
How do you think about? What do you think about the new shields?
They're alright. They're much better than they were. So
Less buggy.
still buggy, but at least now the shields, you know, you've got a slight wall, slight slit that you can see through. Whereas before it was just
But Doug immediately taking down Nelly. He's just going to rotate back. The Rook finally picks up a frag, and Voodoo's unsure what to do with it. Caught with his pants down, and that's the roam. Oh, the roam just coming in big here, as Voodoo's going to be left alone to try and clear that area out. And Duck just playing another passive angle, just go wait.
Yeah, the attack again is very split right now. Losing a man over by CCTV and no one was able to refrag that is a big mistake by them. So they need to start putting some pressure on the map. They're trying to go for the hot tub. I believe no one's in the position to mute. Yep, the mute's off the wall, so they can get that wall for free. And then I take it the push is going to be onto the gym bedside.
But it's going to be difficult for them to come out onto here. And again, Temp messes up his Hibana breach charges here, and they're not going to be able to run through that. They're going to have to try and squeeze their way through using the worm tactic. Or the crocodile. You're a big fan of the crocodile, right?
I am. I've been caught.
But Ento finally picks up a frag, and Viscid Tuna gets taken down. Gady trades back as well. And the defense, they're looking to hold on here. There was an opportunity, but
Questionable pre-fire.
But Vanquish finally fighting back into this. Came around with Voodoo to try and clear out this cash room hold. And he's just going to step wide and Rook. Will he find the frag kid? Damage traded out. But two of them here.
There's been some shouting going on. It seems like they're very happy to get this frag.
But Vanquish picks up another frag here. And he's looking to do it all. Footsteps going to come out. And will he find the Grome? The mute, he will get taken low. Will he find the frag? Temp gets another. Round is sloppy, but it's getting very tiny.
The mute needs to get this.
Oh! Gets it. Unfortunate for Vanquish is he can't find the frag as Nathan picks up another and left to Ento in a 1 versus 1 here, and he will find the frag, and that's where the screen comes in. As Salford managed to clutch out a round.
I can hear some screams of enjoyment going on.
Oh, they are playing in that same room. They've got that tense line environment. They're head to head essentially.
Yeah.
And when you can get into the minds of the opponents, it is ideal, I think. I'd never scream on land myself. I haven't got that sort of masculinity or testosterone to kind of brag, but I've heard it could be quite intimidating.
Yeah, I know you've called players bad over the internet, so I'd be quite surprised if you actually did it on LAN. That was
just a keyboard warrior.
Just a keyboard warrior.
But yeah, I don't know how they managed to do it, but Salford managed to come back in. They take those Angels, they try and isolate them 1 versus 1s, and they do manage to win most of them, and then Enton comes in with 1 versus 2 at the end. Very tight, and it's not ideal for Salford to pick up a round like that, but that does put them on match point, and a round win's a round win.
Yeah.
If they were to look back at it, they'd probably kick themselves and think about what they could do better, but right now they're just happy to have won the round, and MMU, they've got 4 match points to fight against to take them just to OT, and then they've got to win 2 for themselves after that.
I mean, this scenario, it's so defender-sided. All they need to do is kill time. There's only a Hibana on the board, and the Hibana couldn't even go through a hot tub. So they just needed to not peek, and all they did was peek. Even the last, in the 1v2, they peeked the window, so allowed him to get a pick off the guy out from construction. And Young Enter just pushed through, and the guy in bathroom just peeked him again.
Yeah, and they just tried to frag out here, everyone on each side. They're not really trying to play too smart, not trying to play for time too much. And when they do take those Angels, you leave yourself open to being clutched on. Yeah. You know, if you just try and go all out on Angels, somebody can pick you off 1, get 2, get 3, and it's cost them then. It's a great example. And so they are going to have to try and play a bit more reserved here on that MMU side, in my opinion, if they want to have a stronger chance into this game. But it looks like this map pick is already over, and then we'll have to move on to Border, where it is Salford's map pick. It's their home ground. See what they can do on that map.
It's not, I don't know about their home ground, but I know some of their players have some unfortunate history on that map.
I wouldn't know about that. I'd never expect Salford to lose on Border, especially on LAN.
Well, it's not just their LAN experience. There's a particular game against Swansea where Our infamous Temp here went 1 and 7, I believe.
Ooh, you hate to see it.
Yeah, but maybe they'll show they've improved in border. But we're
But
getting
Temp, he's changed his mind. Instead of going for walls this time, he's going for hatches, and he's going to pick up the first one on Kitchen.
They didn't even impact trick that. It's gonna be Kitchen dirt push. I hope.
Oh,
And
could he find a frag here? Might be able to find the feet. We'll go for the spam here. Upside down repel, it just makes me nauseous. It's going to make me sick like some of these Salford players have been already. So the fort is going to be kind of taken up by Vanquish here. They're looking to get quite a lot of kitchen control.
Yeah, they're really opening up these floorboards. They've got the hatch open, so they've got the prep work done. Now they need to start pushing through dirt.
Well, have they even got any roams on this defense here?
I don't
A
believe
lot
they
of
do.
screaming and shouting here, so I don't know what's going on.
No. You'd have
They're
that saying
not. Well, they're not even ahead of us on the stream, so must have been somebody else. You'd hope.
Temp here wormed his way into dirt. This is the pressure going on. They're still screaming in the background.
Must be staffs. It must be staffs.
Yeah.
But
if he can
oh
get
my
this
god,
pick
Temp
onto
coming up close here.
He needs to get this pick on AK, and then they can start working the kitchen hatch.
Oh, it's very close to an Angel
You can see
being
him.
taken here. Nice one tap coming out as Reaps gets taken down. And Temp with a nice, precise headshot as Visca Juna picks up a trade here onto Young Ento. And Temp again just drives by, cleans up, lips blown clean off.
It's clean, it's clean. He gets those 2 frags and he goes, I'm going to start draining now. He sees a guy and... Oh!
And Vanquish comes in on the Jackal and picks up a 3rd frag in the round now. It's 4 versus 2, 25 seconds on the clock, so they could be susceptible to choking out on time here, but they're just going to have to group up, go in. Duck picks up another frag, and the defense looking to hold on strong.
They haven't got diffuser. All he needs to do is just hold that. But Temp just ran through to...
Nelly comes in hot. He's got the diffuser in hand, so he could start to put that diffuser down, but the frag comes out, and Visca Juna looking to swing wide, and Duck comes out with a Magnum and takes him down, and
they got greedy.
that was Salford's round to lose, and they did choke that out. They just needed to play carefully and just get onto that site, get that diffuser down, and then play that post-plant situation.
They just need that person in dirt to stay in dirt, hold that blue rotate. They couldn't even leave dirt. I mean, there was no rotate out. It was reinforced, something you shouldn't normally do because of that reason. But he just pushes it. I think Sam is really kill hungry right now, and he wants to get all these kills on stream for some reason. Yep, going 14 and 5. He wanted to see himself getting the 4K in that round, but it didn't happen. And because of that, because they lacked the discipline, they lost that round.
Yeah, not ideal situation for them, but it's 6 versus 6 to 3 scoreline right now. I don't know what's going on. Siege is degrading my mind. It's going to mush.
You're just gonna start seeing bullet holes in your sleep, aren't you? Or dying and stuff like that.
I'm just gonna think about just punching myself through a wall every round, just like.
Well, we're getting the CCTV defense going right now. Again,
3 more chances for Salford though before it is taken to OT, so they've still got a lot of time. They can try something different. They can try something risky. They, you know, if they make a stupid play and it catches them off guard, if it catches MMU off guard, and it secures them that round win, then they've won that map and they can move on to the next one. But if they kind of keep playing how they're playing, they keep getting kind of fizzled out at the end of these rounds, then it's not going to be ideal for them. It might get into their minds and they might come into the next map kind of tilted, kind of upset, and Visca Juna go for that voodoo star mute zone.
I believe you can shoot that mute if you just prone down and look for it there.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
Questionable choice. As a mute man myself, I won't make that mistake. I never make mistakes on mute because I'm perfect. I got dropped from the team, by the way. Anyway.
Hey, you left the team.
I left the team on my own accords over a Discord message.
But the garage, they didn't reinforce garage, did they? So Salford so far just going to leave it open. But if they really want to take this cash room, they could come in through garage, clear it out, just clear out any rooms and then push on through.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to just walk through right now. And now their barn is opening up some holes. So hopefully they can get the pressure going on garage and
but
work
Vanquish, he's going to find the footsteps and he's going to try and find the frag. He does get what I thought was a headshot here, but Mute gets away very luckily here. Footsteps will be spotted and they know he's just going back to sight.
They're still trying to bank the feet though.
Yeah.
You're not going to get much success there. You only want to take stock if you're a buck, really. but they're trying to work on that main wall now. So they just
The roam clear is coming in here, and they are starting to develop this map control quite heavily. They haven't gone anywhere through Garage, though. And Temp's still trying to look through himself, and Nathan, he's going to be caught out going for that aggressive peek, but Gady picks one back, and Voodoo again with a third frag in the round. And then Breathless or Vanquish takes down Gady, so 4 versus 2. They are working it. Voodoo pulls out that Twitch drone, looking to take some people up, but it's getting very tense now. MMU, they have to pull off another miracle round if they want to win this.
The Rook drops down. He can get aggressive.
And he will take down Vanquish here, and he's going to have to come back up into the site, but he's just going to back off now. So much time left, and we'll see how things are going to play out here. Salford, they can just get their way onto site. Rook's left so far away. But he's just going to rotate back. Eventually, he gets caught on that rotation there, looking at the door, but Temp takes him down. Now it's a 3 versus 1.
He was looking at that barricaded door.
Where's he going to go? And he's going to get taken down by Temp. And that's going to be a 7-3 victory for Salford Lions. And what an impressive, or not even that impressive, what a nice way to close out. Temp showing off his individual skill, getting quite a few nice headshots. Could have thrown at Oi, perhaps through a couple of rounds away, being a bit greedy here, but they looked impressive.
Yeah, they did. They showed up a lot more. They seemed to be slightly more coordinated, but not as coordinated as you want a team to be. You want them to be focusing on the wall immediately and getting it open. Like Garage is just soft, just open it up. But it's unfortunate. But
yeah,
they got the win. So even if their fundamentals aren't there, then as long as they can frag.
Yeah, especially in this match, it is a loser's bracket match. So the loser of this match does kind of get knocked out of the tournament here. And MMU have got it all to fight back for. They got to go and win 2 more maps to keep themselves into this series or in this tournament here. Yeah. And now they're going to move on to Border, which is the map pick of Salford. So
yeah, it's going to be quite something to see for Border. But
we are going to throw it to a quick 5-minute break here while the players just have a little bit of a break, go to the toilet, just recuperate. MMU just need to mentally reset, come back into this feeling stronger than ever. So we'll catch you in 5 minutes.
And we're back. You
Back
alright, John?
in the game.
Back in the game.
Yeah,
Ready?
no.
Refreshed.
Salford had a bit of a stomp on that one. 7-3 wasn't actually truly a stomp. The scoreline doesn't really reflect the way the frags went. Each round was very close, except for the first couple of rounds where Salford started to run away with it. MMU started to pull it back on their defense, but kind of let it slip. But
Yeah, there was a lot of clutch scenarios where the defense were taking it for Met, but just let it slip, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate that they're going to now border with just Salford's pick, and the way that the round's been playing out, it's based on frags, and it's been very heavily based on frags, and strategy's kind of going out the window with border as well. There's only 2 things you need to do before you execute onto the site, so it's going to be interesting to watch. Hopefully Man-Met can show up and really get what they want on border. But if Salford play how they played on club, they might not get a chance.
yeah, I think if they change the way the pick and bans work, if they're not going to ban that Thermite, if they're not going to ban that Maverick, well, it's not so important on the map with border. But if they change those pick and bans to be a bit more structured, so the rounds go a bit more structured, a bit more standardized, then MMU I think will have more of a chance into these rounds. But again, they're just playing head to head gun v gun fights, and they're not winning them really, and it's not what you want, especially when you do force it into like gun v gun duel, and you are losing them. You just gotta lose the map, aren't you? So you have to try and bring it back down to earth, kind of standardize it.
Yeah.
Don't do anything too wild. Just play fundamental siege and just try and win rounds one by one, and just try and build off the back of that. Build your way through this map, and then take it to map 3, and that's where they might stand a chance there.
They just need to play the info properly. They just, you see a lot of drones go through, but it's self-droning. They need to be droning effectively as a team, and effectively droning in that star player, getting them into positions where you can execute and kill. But unfortunately, we didn't see a lot of that. But
yeah, I think the team play coming out from both sides isn't really there. Obviously, Salford have had a lot of roster changes, especially at the very last minute, with Vanquish and Voodoo stepping in.
Yeah.
Without basically knowing that they were coming here to play today, they were just coming here to support, to coach, just to chill out and hang out, and then they're playing these games, and they've done quite a good job here, having not played the game in a couple of months. I think Voodoo, he's done tremendously well to kind of come back in and say, I might be washed up, I might be bad, but I'm going to do my job for the team and try and clutch out these rounds. And MMU, I don't think they've had any substitutes. I think this is their normal roster. We haven't heard anything otherwise. So
yeah, no unknown sickness on the day. But regardless, we're finally getting into the game right now. We're going to start with the banning phase. I can't remember which team is. Which team is orange?
So our observer is trying to mime us something and kind of understand that we're. So Salford are the orange team here, and they are looking
Salford
to.
are blue team. MU orange.
Okay, I'm
You're
deaf.
trolling.
Oh, I can't hear through these headsets. Very high quality, but you get ban out the IQ, so not too wild of a pick here. Just go try and deny some of the kind of utility vertically.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting pick because I don't think we saw much IQ from
Salford
team. Game crash.
Oh.
Well, again.
You'd love to see it, but hopefully they'll just carry out the pick and bans, and then we can kind of talk about that for a second. But Thatcher getting banned out here on the attack, so it does leave all the hard breaches open, which is not what we saw in the last map, but Thatcher is kind of quite useful here, so they're going to try and deny some of these these util denial ops.
Yeah, A ban on IQ and Thatcher really makes it so getting walls open is more about they're gonna have to use nades.
Count Nathan is removed from the match by Battle so their captain has been cheating. The mirror getting banned here is quite a standard pick, I'd like to think. Just try to change the way the defender's set up.
It's one of these things where,
and the echo, so
with a mirror ban, every team bans mirror because one, they don't want to play against it, but also because they don't practice it, they don't know how to play mirror. It's kind of a worthless ban in my opinion. Like when you see it, you need to actually play against it, but every team just bans it. So an echo ban as well, standard.
So we're gonna get a rehost coming in here. So again, more delays can make our day a little bit longer.
Yep.
Our observer is ecstatic here.
As always. But yeah, Echo, Mirror ban, standard bans. Nike and Thatcher ban, those bit unordinary. Usually you'd see a Capital being banned, maybe a hard breach, but it might just be a Nomad if they want to pressure on these windows and they don't want to get run out on from ventilation or AC even. But IQ ban as well? Really, I'm not.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen too much Capital play. Well, these attacker bans hasn't. The Thatcher one is understandable, but the IQ, we haven't seen much IQ being played so far by any of the teams really.
Yeah.
A couple of times being picked up by Staffordshire, but Capital not really being picked up at all from either side. So I don't know if that attacker ban is really helpful at all. It's not really that. It's not a bad ban, I don't think, but it's not exactly. It's not going to help influence the game too much.
You ban IQ if you want to play an Echo, so the Echo ban makes sense, but I feel like Echo would be banned regardless because he's just such a pain. Like,
yeah.
When Pro League players are having issues spotting Echo cams, I don't think these teams, while they might be the finest, the cream of the crop of university teams.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. That's why they're here today in this LAN finals. So.
Yeah. As opposed to Newell or NSE, but we'll ignore that.
No shade. So hopefully they get back into the game real soon here. Might throw it over to a quick 2-minute break, perhaps. Perhaps not. 2-minute break while the players rejoin the lobby. So yeah, we're going to have a quick 2-minute break, hopefully, while the players rejoin the lobby. We'll catch you back then. Oh, no.
Oh. 2. And we're back. We're all in the lobby.
Back in the game. And we're getting in. The map band's or the pick and band's already done. So we got IQ, Thatcher, Echo, and Miro. So fairly standard bands. We'll see how ManMet can capitalize. Starting out on defense here, the more favorable side, so hopefully they can kind of start to string together those rounds. They looked more impressive on their first defense than they did on their attack. Looked very weak on their attack and only got one round here from on the previous map just from pure aim. So we'll see if that can help them come through here.
I'm liking the Capcan.
The Capcan.
I like the Capcan pick purely because
The crocodile.
yes, the calling.
We got Temp on the Twitch though, so we got Monsoon back instead of Voodoo. So an improved substitution allows Monsoon to use all his operators now. So Voodoo the account didn't have that many operators unlocked. So now back on Monsoon, will hopefully allow him to pick a bit more diversity from Mute and Twitch.
Yeah, I think he's had a lot of clips on himself playing Maverick and just entering in through office here on the triple wall.
Yeah, I remember Voodoo not being very good or Monsoon not being very good, and then Maverick came out and he became mildly good.
Yeah.
Or still bad, but not massively.
Well,
I'm being kind here.
You're being kind. You can be harsh.
Yeah, well, I've been told I'm not allowed to swear on stream, so
No, it's family.
we'll keep it PG-13.
Family show.
I've got my shirt buttoned up this time. So Capcan, just going to be around putting some traps down. I'd like to see maybe some more impressive trap locations, a bit more, you know, aggressive, try to catch earlier map control being taken, just try and punish that by putting them on doors. But it looks to be kind of that late round when they're starting to push on towards the side, try to capitalize on the players rotating through the rooms.
He's putting them all low.
But
something I learned is that if you place them at a mid-height for the Capcan traps, because you can choose whereabouts you put them, it catches more people off because drones don't spot it as easily. Because the drones will be looking left and right at just the ground level. Where you put it just slightly higher, then it might not catch
yeah,
it.
just a bit unorthodox, just try and catch him out. But
this is a real bunker hold right now. That Archives, they've reinforced up all the walls, but they haven't reinforced the back of Fountain. This is quite unusual. It's a very ranked setup, which I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, not a really communicated setup going on here. The reinforcements haven't really been coordinated, let's say.
Yeah.